The Internet beneath your feet. Fungi. If you were to head out to a forest right now and glance at the base of a random tree, you would most likely notice a small, pleasant-looking mushroom. Perhaps you'd step over it and continue on your way. Or maybe you'd think, how lovely it looks, and snap a photo. But shall I let you in on a secret? You just looked at a notification from one of the most complex, powerful, and unusual networks on Earth. Fungi are not plants. They are your cousins. Most people think of mushrooms as plants. This is incorrect. A mushroom's relationship to a plant is about as distant as your relationship to a table. In reality, their genetic structure is much more similar to us to animals. Plants convert sunlight into energy, but fungi eat just like we do. They breathe. They inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. Even their cell walls aren't made of wood like plants. They are composed of chitin, that same tough substance found in the shells of insects. In other words, while wandering through the forest, you aren't stepping among plants. You are treading upon your very distant, very silent and brainless cousins. The cities beneath the soil. We cannot see, we couldn't even begin to imagine the distance of the Andromeda Galaxy from our planet, could we? Now try to imagine that massive city beneath your feet. The visible part of a mushroom is not even the tip of the iceberg. The real action takes place in these infinite threads we call mycelium. Did you know there is a single fungal network in Oregon? This network covers exactly 10 square kilometers. It is one single living organism, thousands of times heavier than the largest whale on Earth and thousands of years old. When you go to the forest, you think, what a beautiful forest. But in reality, a single giant has taken over the soil of the entire valley. They are like the fiber optic cables buried beneath our city's fungi have woven their own internet network under the earth. The Internet of the Forest, Wood Wide Web. This is the coolest part. These threads don't just sit there in the soil, they latch onto the roots of trees. We call this the Wood Wide Web. Think about it. When a tree runs out of water or becomes infested with insects, it notifies neighboring trees through these fungal networks. It says, hey, insects are coming from this direction. Set up your defenses. Mother trees send sugar and nutrients to small saplings stuck in the shade through this network. Fungi don't do this for free. They are the customs officers of this trade. They take sugar and send minerals. If this network were to snap today, most of the forest on Earth would perish within weeks. Did you realize? Life depends on this silent negotiation. Surviving in space and radiation. If you ever encounter someone who claims fungi are delicate creatures, tell them about Chernobyl. In 1986, when everything was burnt and destroyed, we witnessed something growing in the presence of that deadly radioactive reactor, fungi. Some types of fungi turn radiation into energy by eating it. We call this radiosynthesis. That energy, which could kill you in seconds, is just a lunch break for them. Let's take it further. Scientists released fungal spores into the freezing vacuum of space without any protection whatsoever. The result? They survived. From this we understand. Perhaps if we one day go to Mars, we will first take fungi with us to turn the rocks there into soil. They are biological machines programmed to adapt to the worst conditions in the universe, the recycling bin of our planet. Do you know what would happen if fungi didn't exist? The world would become a literal junkyard. Every dead animal, every tree, every plant would remain exactly as it fell, and we would be squeezed out by this pile of trash. At the same time, fungi are the world's largest recycling factories. You might not believe it, but we've discovered fungi that eat plastic and digest oil. Those toxic wastes that humanity has released into nature for centuries are being eaten by fungi silently, patiently, and without causing trouble. In short, they create life out of things that have perished. The connection. Ultimately, all of these things are part of a connection. We may not have millions of years to reach Andromeda, but right now beneath your feet, with every step you take, you are stepping on a communication network thousands of kilometers long. Next time you notice a mushroom, remember that it isn't just some thing. It is the ambassador of that secret kingdom that has existed since the dawn of the world, connecting forests, converting radiation into energy, and perhaps one day allowing us to exist on other planets. Fungi are the owners of this place. We are just short-lived guests wandering over them.